Good day and welcome to Iris LAPP, our loan management system. As you can see here on my screen, this is our Iris LAPP dashboard, and we have quite a number of modules here, from the configuration all the way down here to the RPZ reports. And every module that you're seeing here is correlated. Every data piece that is entered into the system will be reflected accordingly. So if there's anything to do with the loans, anything to do with managing loans is under loans. If there's anything to do with refunds, it will be managed and portrayed under the refunds. So without further ado, we're going to go under the client's administration here. So this is where you manage your clients. This is where you also add new clients. So if you want to add a new client, you just click add new client, and the system will give you a page where you get to enter every data piece about that client. And also, if you're searching for a particular client, you can use various methods. You can use the national ID, the account number, but for this one we're going to use a test EC number so that we can search for this client. If this client exists, as you can see here, it will show you quite a few details: their employment number, their account number, their first name and their last name, just so that you are satisfied that this is the accurate client that you're looking for. And there's a drop down here that will allow you to select a particular action that you're interested in. It could be looking at that client's balances, or it could be editing that client. So for this one, we're going to go ahead and edit this client so that we just get a feel of what it looks like when we're entering a client's details. So the account number is system generated, and each and every client has a unique account number. And we also have the ID number field, which is monitored and managed by an algorithm that makes sure each and every ID number entered is accurate as per the National Registry of Zimbabwe. And we have quite a number of fields here: the first name, the phone numbers, the addresses, and down here with the banking details, we have the employers and the employment details as well. After we are satisfied, after we've entered everything, we go ahead and save the personal details for this client. And after that, we also get to send the client a confirmation link. So by sending a confirmation link, you are giving the client a link to access the system via what we call the DIY or the self-service portal. So we're going to take a look at the self-service portal. So our client has been entered in the system. Now they have access to the self-service portal. This is what our client is going to see each and every time they want to interact with the system. So they might be using the system from the comfort of their homes, their offices. Maybe they are even traveling. They can access the system anyway, and this is what they see each and every time they want to interact with the system. Just previously, we see how we can enter a client from the admin side, which is with the help of a representative from the company. A client can also enter their own details in the system. They go under the register portal under client self-service portal. So under register here, the client gets to enter their own details on their own. So someone might ask, what will happen if this client already exists? If this client already exists, a notification will be sent to them when they try to enter anything. It will tell them that you already exist. Maybe you might want to call the admin or anything for any assistance. So this is just for a client that does not exist in your system, so they can come here and enter their own details. After they do so, a notification will be sent to your representative to notify them that somebody has submitted their details. This client that enters themselves in the system can only apply for a loan after your representative has approved their details. So after approving of those details, this client that has entered themselves in the system can now go ahead and apply and do, etc. Also, every client has to reset or create their PIN. This allows them to create a PIN that they feel is secure, so that they can use it each and every time they want to use the system. If they forget, they can always come back and reset that PIN, and an OTP will be sent to that client's phone number, so that the system is sure that they're dealing with the rightful person. So whatever phone number would have been stored in the system is where the OTP will be sent. So we're going to also talk about the loan calculator, which is a module here under the self-service portal, which assists the clients in making an informed decision before they make their application. We understand that the clients might want to play around with the figures a little bit. This is their playing ground. So they can say, maybe I want to take $100 loan, and it will be repaid. So here, you can see that everything here is displayed in units. This is because the system allows loan tenures of days, weeks, or months. So the client searches for the appropriate unit for them or tenure for them, and for this one it's 3. And maybe they're saying, you know what, I want a 1 month loan that will be paid on the due date. So I just come and pay it on the due date. So the calculator will now advise them that for this type of loan, if they fail to pay on the due date, the installment will be 81 per month, because they chose the units under months, and or they can pay 123 once off. So whatever will be displayed under installment or the other amount here is according to your rates as an organization. Everything that you would have set as your rates is what will be calculated here. So everything will be accurate as per your desire. And also you can see here to my left, I have the ability to go straight to apply for a loan, or I can go home first. So for this one, I'm going to go up to the home page first, and then we are going to attempt to apply for a loan. So we'll go for apply for a loan here, and then the system will actually do a few securities checks just to make sure the client that is trying to apply here is the rightful client. So the first thing that they do is to specify an employer, and also now they can use any user ID that they're comfortable with. It might be the national ID number, it might be their system generated account number, it might be their email address. So for this one, we're going to use our system generated account number, and also we're going to enter our PIN, the one that we would have set on the system, and then go ahead and submit. And this takes us to the first page of our application. You see the first 3 fields, the client name, account number, and national ID, are in gray. This is because we cannot edit this as a client. As a client, we cannot edit these details because they're a little bit sensitive. So if there are any errors to these details, particularly the client name and the national ID number, if there are any errors to these fields, the client will have to contact the office, the organization's office, to say, you know what, I think my national ID number is wrong, or I think my name is misspelled. However, there are other details that they can change, because we understand they can move. So the home address, they can change the home address here, they can change the employer address, they can change the bank name, and it's a drop down so that they don't misspell the banks in terms of this will help us in disbursement, and I'll show you shortly. And the bank branch, the account number. So each and every time a client applies for a loan, they have to re-enter their account number. This is to make sure that whatever account number we are going to send the money to, we are going to disperse to, is actually accurate. So we are going to re-enter the account number, which is also a test account number, and we're going to proceed. The second page now is the page where a client gets to select the loan type that they wish to apply for. I understand there might be a lot of loan products, so these are quite a lot as well, but that's just because this is our test site, so it's a plethora of loan products. So a client gets to select the loan product that they're interested in. For this one, they're going to pick the 1 month loan to be paid in full in office on the due date, and then they go ahead and proceed. After that, they get to select the branch that is closest to them. So depending on the branches that you would have listed on the system, the clients get to select as a branch that is as closest to them as possible. So this system actually allows you to put virtual branches. You might not be physically there, but maybe you have a representative or you just want to see how many clients are applying from Trishalani, how many clients are applying from Goku. So you can put virtual branches so that whenever your clients are applying, you know, oh, so I have like 5 clients that were applying from Goku. So maybe we have quite a lot of business there in Goku. So for this one, we are going to select Goku, and we're going to specify our loan amount is 1,000. And here, the client gets to select the method, their preferred method of disbursement. But you see that the system already has bank deposit as the primary method of disbursement. But if you have any other methods of disbursement,
so
the client
up from where we left off, we
able
had,
to actually choose. Maybe they want
EcoCash
or loan, and we had selected
agriculture.
And also you see that the
next page.
account number.
So this page
is
just
to make sure that the client
understands
as an
whatever
account number that they
maybe you have
quite a number of things
that you want
is
the
one
client
that
to
is going
understand
to
as per your loan agreement,
receive
as per your loan contract.
before
So they
go
also
ahead
get to choose
and,
the repayment
say
period.
I have applied
for this one. They're going to
so some of these things are legally binding. We understand, and so they're also going to select what you call the acknowledgements for every loan type, so that your clients cannot proceed without making sure that they have read and understood. So by doing so, they have to select all of these fields after they have fully understood what is being said in these acknowledgements. So after that, there's a loan summary here that tells the client that today you have applied for such an amount, and the total amount due if you pay before the grace period is such an amount, and your due date is such a date. So the client is finished with this information, and also in the event that they fail to pay, the system will display to the client what they are going to pay in the event that they fail to pay in time. So that is also stipulated here. Maybe the loan tenure will now be 6 months, and the installment per month for those 6 months is going to be 5,529, and in total they are going to pay 33,174 Zimbabwean dollars as compared to the 12,222. So after all of that, they submit the acknowledgements page, and then they go to the loan application summary and the signature. This is just summarizing what they've applied for. So it's also sort of repeating what you have seen on the previous page, just to make sure that the client has a strong understanding of the agreement they are entering between you and them. And they also have this confirmation part where they get to confirm that in terms of the loan tenure, they have signed up for 6 months. They have to actually manually enter this so that they understand the implications of this loan agreement. And they also have to enter the installment per month, which is 5,529. And they also have to confirm the total for the loan tenure, the total amount they're going to pay throughout the 6 months, which is 33,174. Note that if the client mistakenly leaves the 9 here, the system will automatically tell them that there's a mismatch, that they've made a mistake. So this system will now compare what the client is entering here and what the loan summary says here. So if they make a slight mistake, the system will immediately tell them that there's a mismatch there somewhere. Okay, so then here they get to enter their signature. So they sign off, and if they make a mistake, they can actually clear the signature and start afresh and clear again as many times as they want until they get it right. Then after that, they can submit the signed application, and it also tells them that their application has been submitted, because at this point their application is sitting in the loan approval inbox. And after that, it takes them to the pictures page. So your clients get to upload as many pictures as you want them to. So you can see here there's the ID picture, there's the facial picture, there's the payslip picture. So you get to set the pictures that you want, and your clients go ahead and upload those pictures. And after they are done, they'll get a notification that you are done. You can actually exit the application, or you can go to the next picture. For this one, we are done with our application, so we can exit. So that's it as far as applying for a loan is concerned. Then before we go and look at approval of this loan, there is also the track loan status. On the track loan status, the client just goes there and say, you know what, I want to take a look at my loan. What has been done on my loan? So it will give them a breakdown that you have applied your loan today, the 25th of August, and you put it under GOKWE. And if there are any challenges with your loan, you can contact PAIDA on such a number. And this is the capital amount that you applied for, and the loan status is submitted, which means it tells the client that your loan has been submitted, so it's being looked at. And there are some steps that the client can do. The client can say, okay, it's fine, my loan has been submitted, I'll wait for it to be approved, Or the client can say, you know what, I no longer need this loan. I can go ahead and delete my loan application. Or the client can say, oh, I might have forgotten to upload my pictures. Let me go ahead and upload the required documents. Or they can say, you know what, I want to go back to the homepage and just exit this thing. I will just wait it out. So I want to explain a little bit more on the delete my loan application. If a client opts to delete their loan application, it's fine, because the only way they can see this option is when the loan has not been approved yet. If the loan has been approved, they won't be able to see this loan, this option of deleting a loan, because we are saying if a loan has been approved, it's no longer available for them to cancel it. But if the loan has not yet been approved and you from the admin side you've not yet done anything, this loan cannot be this loan can still be cancelled by the client as per their request. So if you see that a client is still able to cancel this loan, it's because the loan has not been approved. But as long as the loan has been processed, approved, they cannot delete that application. So I'm going to take us through to the admin page so that we can look at processing of the loan. So we go back to the dashboard. So we have what we call the loan approval inbox. So every loan that is approved, that is submitted by the client, comes here. So once you are here as the loan officer, you have the ability to filter these submissions by branch or by employee number. Maybe you have a targeted employee that you want to, a client, sorry, that you want to look at, that you want to process, or you can just go by one by one through the list. So for this one, we do know the client that we want to take a look at, and we're going to filter. And this is the client. So you can see that the breakdown here is branch, account number, EC number, client name, date submitted, type, status, and the last reviewer. The last reviewer just shows you that maybe somebody has reviewed this application before yourself. So I'll show you where that will be possible, because when you're using this system, each and every one of your users has to have their own username, their own user credentials, so that we'll know who did what, we'll know who opened what, we'll know who deleted what. So for now, we're going to go ahead and review this loan application. As you can see here on this form, it will show us everything that the client is applied for, and we can't edit this as loan officers because this is what the client wants and this is what the client is applied for. So you only get to see their details, but you really can't change anything as far as their application is concerned. And here on the credit recommendation details, you get to enter their net salary. So the net salary here will calculate the installment to see that there's a match. As an example, if the net salary here for this client is 5,000, you will see that here, down here on the approval recommendation, it's saying the net salary is too low, you can decline the loan. But it will not force you to decline the loan. It's still your choice whether to decline or approve. Because what it does is, it looks at the net salary, it looks at the installment, and it says, okay, the net salary is less than the installment. So therefore, chances of failing to deduct are quite high. So why don't you go ahead and decline this loan? But if the net salary is 20,000, it will change color and it will say the net salary is okay. Why don't you go ahead and approve the loan? And of course, it won't force you to approve this loan. You can still decline because maybe the reason why you want to decline this loan has nothing to do with the net salary. And also, the disbursement details are displayed, the personal details are displayed. You can't change anything at this point. And also, you get to view the KYC document submitted by the client, including the signature, including their facial picture, including their ID card, including their payslip, and anything that you guys deem necessary. Because sometimes you might have 5 pictures because maybe you want an additional picture for proof of residence, etc. And here at the bottom here, you get to approve, decline, or set the loan in pending. If you set the loan in pending, you're saying maybe panel is something missing in terms of maybe the picture, maybe you're missing a picture here. So you set the application in pending so that you come back and take a look later. There's also declined. If you decline a loan, it will ask you for a reason of decline, so that when you go through your records, you know, oh, on the 25th of August, we declined a loan for such a client because their condition was not suitable for us to give them a loan, or maybe they were missing some pictures, or maybe the application stayed without media, etc. The list is endless. And also you can approve the loan like we are going to do right now. So you also set the loan officer signature, in which the loan officer just puts in their name, and then you go ahead and save. Okay, so we have approved our loan, and down here it will ask us to view for the new loan in the database because it has been saved. So when a loan is approved, it will be sent for disbursement, and a PDF loan contract will be generated immediately and sent to an archive of your choice. It can be an email that you store all of those PDFs anywhere that you prefer to store these details. That is when a loan is approved. If it's declined, this loan will be stored in the declined. It will not go for disbursement, and it will not be stored in the database as a loan because it has been declined. So this is our loan number, which is also system generated and unique per every loan. So we are done with approving this loan. If we go back in the inbox, we won't be able to find this loan because it has been approved. Once it's approved, it no longer exists in the inbox. Also, we have the declined inbox where everything that has been declined goes to. You can actually go ahead and view it to just take a look at why this loan was declined, and you can see the reason right here. And we also have, we also have the workflows. You can set workflows. Maybe you're saying if a loan is applied, it has to go through certain stages before it is finally approved. You can set such a workflow. And also we have the in progress. This shows you clients that are trying to apply but have not yet submitted their final application. So you can see it here. So maybe you can actually determine, once you are here, you filter using the desired criteria here. You can actually determine, okay, this client seems to be struggling. Maybe you can actually call them and say, I've seen that you started your application yesterday, but you haven't submitted it. Maybe they ran out of data. Maybe you can assist them. So we also have that here on the system. So a loan has been applied for. It has been saved in the database. So now a client has the ability to actually pay for the loan. They can go to the client self-service portal and go through the Pay My Loan portal. Or you can record the payment from the admin side. So you saw that when we go to the Pay My Loan, they have to enter their credentials again because the system has to know that I'm dealing with the appropriate person. So they have to go through the security checks again. So the Pay My Loan option is backed up by Pay Now. So by going there, the system will show the client their balance and how they can pay for it. And they can also use the balance inquiry, which will also check for their details before they can proceed. They can actually check for their balance first before they proceed. They might opt to check for their balance first before they proceed to make a payment. Or if they make a payment using other means, you can actually record for that payment in the office. Maybe it's a swipe payment, maybe it's a bank deposit. You can actually go to the record payments here. Once you go to the record payments, you can record EcoCash payments. Maybe they are made not via the gateway, but maybe via your merchant, directly through your merchant. You can make the cash records, you can make the deposit records. So we are going to record this payment. So you see that the moment I entered the loan number, it showed me what the client owes, right? To show you that this client is such a balance. So we're going to record this payment under EcoCash. So we'll enter the amount that we want to pay for this one. Let's pay 5,000. And then we confirm currency because we understand that so many times we deal with multi-currency. So you have to confirm the currency that you are receiving the payment for. And the EcoCash number. So if you put a number different from the one that is stored in the system will actually alert you. So for this one, I'll omit a little bit. So you see there's a notification here that is saying you entered such a number, but the stored EcoCash number for this client is such. So that whoever is going to receive this payment, whoever is recording this payment, is sure that whatever details that they are entering are accurate in terms of reconciliation, etc. And then they can put in the date of payment. If you put a date of payment that is before the application date, the payment module will refuse that payment, because it assumes that there is no payment that will be received before the application date. So for this one, I'm going to put today's date, and the invocation name, the reference number, the notes, and the name of the cashier, and we go ahead and save. So after we have saved, you see immediately it is deducted the 5,000 from the original balance. So it's saying this client now owes 7,222.24 because they've paid the 5,000. So we now want to go under loans, where the loan is being stored. This is where you get to see all of your loans. So there's a lot of search criteria you can use: the branch, the application from date, the application to date if you want a certain range, the client account number for a direct search, the employee number, the employer if you want to search loans under a certain employer, their loan number. So for this one, we have the loan number, so we're going to use the loan number to search for this loan. So it takes us directly to this loan. So you can see that with the account number, we have a breakdown of this loan here, and we have a few options that we can actually do. We have the pay, where we can actually assist the client in making a payment for this loan, in recording the payment for this loan. And also we have the view statement. The view statement module assists us to take a look at the client's statement in terms of their loan. So you can see here that it displays that this client has one outstanding balance, and it breaks down that this is their capital that was debited, and these are the interest charges, and if any, they will be displayed here. And these are the admin fees associated to this loan, and these are the payments associated to this loan. So if there are quite a number of payments, they will also be listed here. They will be listed, maybe another one of 1,000, another one of 5,000, etc., showing you that these are some of the transactions that have transpired under this loan. And if you want, you can actually go ahead and download this statement, and if you want, you can actually send it to your client. So that's what we have under the download client statement, the view statement, and the download statement, and we have the contract. So I understand we explained about when a loan is approved, it is stored in an archive of your choice, the loan contract in PDF. So you actually have the ability to view the contract here. So as you can see, after we have okay, I think my network is a little bit slow here. So after we have selected view contract, it will take us to this page that will show us all the PDFs. I think my network is a little bit slow, so that I can't show. And also we have the ability to regenerate a contract. Maybe you want to send the contract to someone else, you can actually retrieve that contract. So you go here, you come here, and you see that, okay, these are the details of the loan. You just verify, because you can't change anything here. You just verify that, okay, this is what I want to look at. And then you can put an email address that you want to send the contract to. So you just put the email address here, and then you place retrieve contract, and the contract is going to be retrieved. And we also have the details under the loan here. So under details here, it will show us everything pertaining to that loan. Here we have the loan balance details. You can see that this is the loan number, this is the application date, and the loan tenure is 6 months, and the capital, original balance, early settlement discount if any, penalties if any, and payments. You remember we made a $5,000 payment. It's also displayed here. Write-offs, refunds, etc. We also have another link here that will show us any payments that would have been received under that loan, so that you can actually see, oh, this person took a loan on the 25th of August, and they also paid 5,000 on the 25th of August. So this payment is in the system and all that. And also we have discounts. If there are any discounts under that loan, they will be displayed here. We have refunds. If there has been any refund sent out under this loan, it will also be displayed here, some with write-offs and recoverables. So that's it for as far as the loan application is concerned, up to when a loan is approved and stored in the database. And we also have the configuration. This is where we get to set everything about our organization, about our loan products, about how we want the system to function for us as an organization. The first page here, we have the company configuration, where we get to configure everything from our company address, from our company name. This information is needed under the loan contracts, right? The addresses, etc. We get to set the current service level. We get to set the loan tenure for the calculator. So the loan tenure here is displayed as 12. So if you want, maybe you can say our loan tenure runs up to 58. You can just set 58 here. Like I said, the configuration is very flexible. It makes you set things the way you would want them to be on the system. Then we have the ability to allow multiple concurrent running loans, whereby a client can apply a loan today and they can apply another one tomorrow, which is independent of the one that they applied the previous day. So if you want that sort of arrangement, you can come and just select this box here. And we also have allow rolling over multiple loans. If a client has multiple open loans, if you want them to roll over those loans into one loan, you can just come and apply that. And after every edit that you would have made here, you go ahead and save the details. Then we have the loan types here. This is where you set your loan products. This is the most interesting part, where you set your loan products and how they behave. So we're going to pick one here and we're going to go under edit. So let's say this is our loan product here. We get to set it and say, you know what, for this loan, the currency is going to be Zimbabwean dollar, or it's going to be United States dollar, or it's going to be the South African rand, whichever we see fit. And also the unit of tenure. I remember we talked about the unit of tenure earlier on. So you get to set to say this loan type deals with days. The loan tenure are days. Or this loan tenure deals with weeks, or this loan tenure deals with months. You also get to define that here. And you also get to define the minimum and the maximum loan tenures. If you're saying it's months, so you're saying the minimum a person can apply for are 2 months, and the maximum 12 months, depending on what you guys feel is perfect for the organization. And we also have the minimum and maximum loan limits. You get to set them here so that when your clients are applying, if by any means they apply for anything less than the limit, the system will immediately tell them, you know what, you've applied for something that is less than the limit. You might want to increase that or reduce that a bit. And also, you get to set the minimum net salary after deductions for that employer. Maybe it's SSB, maybe it's CESA, maybe they're saying there's a certain amount that should be left on the payslip after deduction. You get to set it up here so that it will help you with those calculations that we saw under loan approval. Then we also have the current interest regime. You can't edit this because it comes natural. It comes automatically. I will show you where it's coming from. And we also have the ability to allow balances to roll over. If you are saying if a client is an open balance, they can actually roll it over or restructure it with another loan, so that that loan that they had previously and the one that they're applying today becomes just one loan. And you can also set the approval threshold, which you can say, maybe we're saying for a person to be able to roll over, they should have paid 50% of their loan, or 20%, so you get to set it up here. And also we have the early settlement penalties ratio. So whatever you put here, maybe you're saying if a person wants to settle their loan early, they're going to pay 50% penalties, and automatically the other 50% goes to discount. And we have some loan type switches here that you will be able to play around with when you're setting up your loan. You can say maybe it requires pre-approval, it applies penalties if a person fails to pay, etc. And also down here, you can set the acknowledgements. Like I showed you when we were going through our loan application, this is where you can actually set up your acknowledgements. You can add as many as you want or as little as you want, clearly defining the parameters of your contract with the client. And after you've done all of that, you go ahead and you save your loan type. Then also have fees. So fees are any costs that you want attached to a loan. So those fees can be SSB commission, or those fees can be bank charges. So you just add a fee type and associate it with the appropriate loan type. And we also have rates. These are inclusive of the interest rates, of the admin fees, of the penalty rates. So under rates, that's where we get to define how we are going to charge our loans as an organization. And if you want to change the loan rates, let's say right now we are at 10% admin fee, 0% interest, and 30% penalty. If you want to change this, you just go ahead and add a new regime. When you add a new regime here, it will take you to this page where you get to specify now that for the new admin fee, we want it to be, let's say, 50%. And the interest rate has to be 10%. And the penalty rate has to be 50% again. So after you've set this up, you see that the regime cannot be edited. So it calculates automatically. It now knows, okay, so now we are on regime 21. This is for reference sake, so that you can know, okay, under regime 21, this is what we were charging, and this is what we were not charging. Then after you are satisfied of changing these interests, you go ahead and save. After you have saved, that means you have to go under every loan type to make sure that every loan type that you want affected with these rates has this rate. So that means every loan type that should be affected with these new rates has to have the regime 21 under it. So that's about it under the loans. So also as part of the configuration, we have the fee types. We touched a little bit on this. So under the fee types, of course, this is where you now see all of the fee types listed, and you actually get to select the one that you want associated to a certain loan. And we also have users. So under users, you understand that I was referring a lot to you having the ability to see who did what on the system. It all comes from the ability to enter as many users as you want. And on Iris Lab, we do not charge per user. We don't do that. You guys can add as many users as you want. And that means if you have users, you will know that, oh, so there was a change made here. It was probably made by PIDA, because it's under the username PIDA. And once you have users, they have to make sure that their credentials are safe, so that no one uses anyone else's user, because anything that will be done under that user will be able to be traced back to that user. Then we also have branches. Like I mentioned, you can enter as many branches as you want. And after you enter a branch, let's attempt to add a new branch here. You enter the branch code, then the prefix. Of course, this will be used for the loan numbers to make sure that they are unique. So that when you see a loan number, you just know that this is from Blaauw. And the branch name. And you also get to enter the branch address, the contact person, and the contact phone. So that you see, when we were looking at that loan under track loan status, we could see that this loan was applied under Gokwe, and the contact person is PIDA, and you can contact them on such a number. This is where you would have set it up. So you can add as many branches as you want, just to see activity in certain areas, to see that, or maybe you are getting a lot of business from Guero, even though you are not physically present in Guero. And we also have workflows. I had touched a little bit on this. So you can add workflows and define how these work. So you can say after a loan is approved, it should go through the accountant before it can be stored in the system. You can actually go ahead and add that stage so that you define it as appropriate and as works for your organization. So just to cut it short, we have just touched on the loans, in terms of application, in terms of storing them in the database, and we've also touched on a little bit on the configuration in terms of setting up the system to behave in a certain way that we want it to behave. And we touched on our loan products, our interest rates. So that means we actually have not touched on quite a number of things here. So we are going to look at the disbursements. So if a loan is approved, like we said, it goes through disbursement. And this is the disbursement. So you see quite a number of loans here that have not been disbursed. So there's the ability to do a bulk disbursement, where when you select this, it downloads everything in Excel, and you can actually just submit that to your bank for bulk disbursements, or you can go one by one reviewing each and every application. And also we have this link here that will show us all the confirmed disbursements. Everything that would have been disbursed is under here. And also we have the ability to see quite a number of reports under the displacement. So every module from now on we have its own reports, so such that as an example, under displacements here, if you go under reports and you go under branch summary, you'll be able to see the summary per branch. So we're going to set a date range here from the 1st of June to today, and then we are going to select a desired displacement method and of course a currency that we want to work with. So for this one, you can see that it is displayed a number of branches and their number of loans and their number of displacements. So you can see that this is a report that you will be interested in to see, okay, we are doing quite well in Kadoma, we are doing quite well in Blawayo with this 98,711 amount in displacements and 22 loans, etc. And also we have a detailed report. Under a detailed report, we get to see everything pertaining to who we gave the money to. So we're going to set our date range from the 1st of July to today, and our disbursement method to bank deposit, and our currency to Zimbabwean dollar. And we're going to go ahead and filter. So under this, you can see that you can see everything in terms of the loans that you disbursed from the 1st of July. And you can also see the clients, their names. Let me scroll a little bit to the right here. And you can also see who disbursed that money. So you can see that there are quite a number of clients here, and all of them, the monies were disbursed by a certain user. So that's why I always emphasize on making sure that everyone is their own user, and so that everything in the system can be identified and traced back to a certain user. So that's what we have here in terms of reports under displacements, and of course we have quite a number of reports on the system as well. So for today, I think that should give you a basic summary of what Iris LAPP is all about. It's all about convenience. It's all about making sure that your clients use the system in a very easy way and make sure it's very convenient to them. You can see that there are not too many graphics on the system. This is because we understand that the more graphics there is, first of all, there's going to be huge data consumption, and second of all, clients are going to probably have a hard time trying to navigate through the system. So if it's simple as it is right now, the clients usually find it quite easy to use even in the comfort of their homes due to the pandemic, due to this COVID-19 pandemic. So that's all the time that we had. Thank you for taking the time to look at Iris LAPP. You have a wonderful day, and if you have any questions, you can get through to us. You can contact us on 0787 935 481 or 0787 935 482. For any additional information, you can just feel free to contact us. Feel free to write to us at info@qatctech.com. Thank you very much. Have a good day.